So on Carnal Tries today, I'm gonna eat nothing but potatoes for 7 days. What are the ground rules? Well, it's pretty simple. I can eat them any way I want. Baked, mashed, boiled, smashed, fried, it doesn't matter. I can eat as much as I want. I just need to record it. And I'm gonna try to stick to butter, oil, salt, and pepper, but I'm allowed condiments and other seasonings as long as I record them if they have any significant nutritional or caloric value. I am allowed water and black decaf coffee like in the mornings, but other than that, that's it. And my goals are gonna be to record my weight, my blood pressure, my blood sugar before and after every meal, sleep, my energy levels, and psychological effects. What's my current state of health? Well, I walk about 1.5 miles every day, brisk walk. I'm active around the house, in the garage, etc. So I'm gonna keep that up. I'm not gonna change that, but that gives you some idea of where I'm at. And I think that's about it. So why don't you enjoy this montage of hopefully me preparing some different types of potatoes. And then at the end, I'll discuss what I learned, my conclusions, and I'll share all the data, which will also be linked in the description. So enjoy, I'll be right back. Okay, so what did I learn about eating nothing but potatoes for 7 days? Well, I learned a few things. First of all, variety is underrated. I was craving things like green vegetables, which I'll eat, but I'm just not a huge fan of, just to have something different. And so on that point, really seasonings and variety in the seasonings and condiments that you use is absolutely so important if you're gonna try to eat one food for a long period of time. I also found that if I had a reasonable portion of potatoes, for me that was about 350 to 400 grams per meal or less, my insulin response was fine. Also for my first meal of the day, I found that my insulin response needed a smaller portion, so about 200 to 250 grams, and then I was good. Otherwise, my blood sugar did bad things. And so it's really about portions, and so if you can spread them out over the day, that helps with the blood sugar. I was really surprised at how many calories there are in butter and oil, especially when you have to weigh them out and you really see that like a little pat of butter that you just kind of dismissed is a lot of calories and a lot of fat, of course. So it really kind of opened my eyes to what portions have what amounts of things in them. I was never really hungry between meals. Of course, when I got hungry, I would have my next meal, but I did find that I did get sleepy and kind of sluggish in between meals. And so maybe that is something I need to improve in my next video of taking blood sugar, not just first bite and then 2 hours later, but then maybe another hour or two after that to see how low it drops. I was just more looking for the peak and the rise. My sleep was definitely affected. I normally sleep about 7.5 hours. I was sleeping 5.5 to 6 for the entire 7 days. So I don't know what to make of that yet. Maybe it's my body just doing its thing and maybe it would adjust eventually, but yeah, I definitely noticed a sleep problem. So what are my conclusions? Well, for one thing, I think now potatoes are gonna be a bigger part of my everyday meals. Normally I'd have a big steak and maybe some vegetables. Well, now what I might do is I might cut that steak down a bit or even in half, add like a half a baked potato and see what happens with my blood sugar. My guess is it's gonna be fine. And I might even take in less calories overall. I might have obviously less animal-based intake and then just see how I feel, see my fullness. Do I want dessert after or am I full, am I satisfied? So that's gonna be the next experiment I do. And I will say mixing up the seasonings were absolutely key. Butter and oil and salt and pepper sound awesome until about day 3 and then you want something else. So I was able to use other seasonings that didn't really have much nutritional value and some condiments that did, and it really made things much better, much better. And the kicker about the whole thing is I lost 7 pounds. Now, we've all been probably on low carb diets where you lose 5 or 10 pounds in the first week and you just think it's awesome. And then of course it tapers off. I think this proves that you can have a high carb, low protein diet and also lose a lot of weight in that first week. My guess is if you look at my average daily calories of about 1900, I think, I normally eat probably 2500 to 3000. So that is probably explains some of it. Who knows? Maybe the 7-day potato diet will be the thing. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, not recommending you do this. I'm just sharing what I did and hopefully it helped you. You can learn from the data. Also, what would you like to see for a future video of carnal tries? I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm still working on it, but you let me know in the comments and I'll consider it. And hopefully you'll join me next time on Carnal Tries. Bye now. I'm not even through my 3rd day. I just don't know if I can do potatoes anymore. Day 5, I didn't think I'd make it this far, to be frank. French fries, mashed, and baked kind of all have the same consistency after a while. Well, it is day 7 because I've really had just nothing but potatoes and water for 7 days now. It has also taught me a lot of different ways to cook potatoes. Time to dig into what could be my last meal of this experiment. So here we go. Whew.